Sustainable Green Team's mission is to reduce the massive environmental burden on landfills and also disposal sites via cutting-edge and sustainable environmental products and services and solutions. And with me is Tony Raynor, the CEO of Sustainable Green Team. So great to have you back here.
Yeah.
And you're headquartered in Florida. And of course, Florida just hit by Hurricane Ian. And you have a subsidiary that actually helps rebuild these areas that have been hit so much by storms. So explain that subsidiary. What is it you're doing there?
Yeah, so being located right in Central Florida, National Storm Recovery is one of our subsidiaries, and it really works hand in hand with the vertical integration with our mission with handling such large volumes of storm debris. Mm-hmm. And so with us being located right there, we're very well positioned to be able to respond to help put cities back on their feet again. A lot of people don't realize, you see it on the news and you hear about the billions of dollars in damage, but when you live it and you're right in the middle of it, it's devastating.
It is. I mean, and you think about these poor people. I mean, just a week ago, they, had a home or a store or a school or whatever, and now it's all gone. So what role specifically does the company play in the rebuilding?
Well, we really, from cradle to grave, our company has other companies within itself, like Central Florida Arbor Care, that works right under National Storm Recovery. And we have a team of arborists and tree care, pruning, and disaster storm. We actually prepare for the storms ahead of time. So we have contracts in place with different cities or counties. Orange County, Florida is a humongous county. We're responsible for every hazardous tree in the whole county. And so from trimming the trees, cutting the dangerous trees down, clearing the streets, we're involved with picking up the debris. We're involved with even staging it and grinding it, processing it. So every facet, from the root ball to the top, we handle it.
What kind of equipment do you need to do all that?
Wow, and I got to tell you, equipment, it takes some really special assets. And, talking about 1,200 horsepower grinder to a big front end wheel loader. Most don't realize what a grapple truck is, but it's a less carbon footprint truck that has a crane mounted on it. And it's able to actually pick up the debris, at the street side, put it back into that box, and then bring it back to another location. Yeah. And so we are very heavy, intense in equipment. Yeah. I was one of them young boys that had a Tonka truck, and I grew up, and now I have a fleet of them. I love equipment. But and more importantly, the equipment is great, but the type of individuals it takes to actually operate the equipment.
Yeah.
And so we got a killer team.
Yeah, and do you have to be specially trained to operate this?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
So what do you do then with that debris? Because that's kind of part of your business, right? So explain what happens.
Yeah, that is the great thing about the way our company is set up strategically. Debris in the past and we're really trying to create a new movement within the whole industry to not let this material just sit or go into a landfill. So we reduced that volume by taking it to other sites, and we reprocess it and repurpose it. And we recently just made a partnership with VRM Biologic, and now we're actually able to take this material and have a much less carbon footprint by processing it a different way and turning it back into a product, humisoil.
Interesting. And are there other, obviously Ian got so much attention, but are there other customers that don't get as much attention that you also help?
It hitting right at home, we're able to still service all of our regular customers, and we're able to address the different needs of all the different cities. I think we responded to 7 cities and counties.
From the hurricane?
From the hurricane immediately, and our crews are still working. And at the same note, we also have strong partnerships. Other subcontractors, relationships that we built from storms would hit. We actually worked in New York when Sandy hit. So our company, being National Storm Recovery, we work anywhere in the country. And so you develop a lot of cool relationships with other companies that have similar models, and you come together and you bring that muscle in. and it just makes a great collaboration to work together.
Yeah. And does National have any plans to expand? And if so, how? Like,
yeah.
what would you expand to?
Well, we expand by opening more facilities.
Okay.
With our other subsidiary, Mulch Manufacturing, we have a real knowledge in engineering and developing and permitting facilities. And we have facilities all throughout the country. And just recently, not even a month after the hurricane hit, we're expanding into a whole other facility right in Central Florida.
Okay.
So now that'll be 3 of them in that one area. So yes, we're definitely expanding. We're constantly adding more assets into our fleet. And with supply chain issues, you have to order these things ahead of time. And who would thought a year ago I ordered a fleet of trucks, and 2 of them ended up landing in our yard the day before the storm.
A year ago, so it took a year for this.
Took a whole year.
Yeah.
But we have that foresight. We like to look around the curve and try to plan and properly be prepared. And so when disasters hit, it's a major crisis, but we're able to respond immediately.
Yeah. Well, and it's great there's businesses like yours that help clean up and things like that, because the storm comes through in one day and months of mess to clean up. So
it takes a lot of, there's a lot that goes into it. It's a major commitment, but we've got an incredible team. They're really good at what they do, and they have a passion to help. And so when this happens, people want to get their power on.
Yeah.
They want to get back to normal. And so that's what we do. We get in there and we just put our best foot forward, and we help do that.
I remember when Sandy hit and I was out of power for about 4.5 days, and how frustrating that was. So thank you so much, Tony, for helping to clean up Florida and everything you do, and for stopping by the NASDAQ.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you
Thanks.
for having me.